Thirvan Sarnai, dear Dhamma friends, Thirvan Sarnai to all of you. Good evening and good morning. I am Bhanthe Dhammalankara from labunoruwa Kanda Forest Monastery, North Central Province in Sri Lanka. So I am very happy to talk with you the noble teaching of the Buddha. Dear Dhamma friends, before we start, as usually, invite the Devas to join with us with this noble sermon. Samantha Chakravalesu Atra Gachantu Devata Sadhammang Munirajas Sunantu Saggamokadang Dhammasavana Kalu Ayang Badanta Dhammasavana Kalu Ayang Badanta Dhammasavana Kalu Ayang Badanta. Meritorious Dhampen. Now we believe that Devas had joined with us. Now all together, let's pay our homage to our great teacher, Samma Sambuddha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Dear Dhamma friends, today I hope to talk about mindfulness, establishment of mindfulness, a foundation of mindfulness. The sutta name is Mahāsatipaṭṭhānasutta. In Majjhima Nikaya, sutta number is number 10. So, this sutta is preached in city of Kuru. At that time, our Buddha was living in the city of Kuru and named Kammasadam. City of Kuru named Kammasadam. Then the Buddha addressed the bhikkhus. Then said this, bhikkhus, this is the direct path. This is the direct path. This is the only one way, onlyest way. Ekaino ayam bhikkhave magga. This is the direct path. So, now, what is that? What for? This is the direct path for purification of the beings. This is the direct path. This is the only way for purification of the beings and for the surmounting of sorrow and lamentation. Soka paridvana samatikkamaya. Surmounting of sorrow and lamentation. And for the disappearance of, this is the direct path for the disappearance of pain and grief, and for the attainment of true way, nyayasa adhigama. This is the direct path for the attainment of true way. This is the direct path for the realization of the Nibbana. This is the only way. So now we should understand why Buddha point out like this. Way means magga. Ekayano ayambika magga. Magga means way. Now, dear Dhamma friends, we have discussed about so many discourses. We have discussed in so many about the ways or methods to realize the Nibbana in so many discourses. For example, we discussed about Sabbasa Sutta, the sutta about all trains. So we saw in that sutta there were some methods to realize the Nibbana. Not only that, we discussed so many another discourses. So we saw so many paths, but having followed those paths, we have to come to this place, this point. That is why Buddha pointed out that this is the only way. Ekayanoyam bhikkhave maggo. This is the only way. What is that? Chattaro Satipaṭṭhāna. For establishment of mindfulness. For establishment of mindfulness. Chattaro Satipaṭṭhāna. So, dear Dhamma friends, what are them? A bhikkhu abides contemplating body as body. A bhikkhu abides contemplating body as body, ardent, fully aware, mindful. And vinayaloke abhijja domanasa, abandoning the pain and covetousness for the world, abandoning pain and covetousness for the world. Vinayaloke abhijja domanasa. That is how practice the mindfulness of the body. That is how abides contemplating body as body. And then, second one, a bhikkhu abides contemplating feeling as feeling. Feeling as feeling. Ardent, fully aware, sampajana, fully aware. Ardent means with the idea of reducing defilements. Ataka. And next one, number 3, a bhikkhu abides contemplating mind as mind. A bhikkhu abides contemplating mind as mind. And next one, number 4, a bhikkhu abides contemplating Dhamma as Dhamma, or phenomena as phenomena, Dhamma as Dhamma. Ardent, fully aware. Fully aware means sampajana. Sampajana means with the understanding of Dhamma, with the basic knowledge, and uh, abandoning covetousness and greed for the world. Vinayaloki abhijna domanas. So these are the four establishment of mindfulness. So dear Dhamma friends, before we develop this mindfulness, these four mindfulness, before we develop these four establishment of mindfulness, we should have basic knowledge. Without this basic knowledge, you can practice mindfulness. You can get some result, but you can't take most appropriate results. You can't take good result. You can develop up to some level, but you cannot realize the nibbana without this understanding. Why? You saw a word, ekayano ayam bhikkhave maggo. This is only a mug. This is the path. This is the path, and there are another. The path means the way means this is the way leading to the cessation. This is the way. This is the noble way leading to the cessation of suffering. So, dear Dhamma friends, before we practice the way, we should know why should we practice this way. So, now today I want to explain. I want to discuss with you the basic knowledge that you need. So, dear Dhamma friends, this Mahāsatipaṭṭhānasutta is very big, long sutta. And so there are 21 special Dhamma methods, practicing way, 20 way special path in this sutta. So we can't discuss all those paths in one sermon. So I hope to talk only one path. I hope to talk about only one path. And if we want to practice another methods, we should have this basic knowledge. Whatever path, whatever method we use, we should have the basic knowledge. I have discussed with you uh, about that before, but today also I hope to talk about that. Now, Buddha pointed out so many times. Buddha pointed out in various occasions like this. Without understanding of arising and ceasing of the panchupadana kanda, arising and ceasing of the five aggregates, that life is not useful. If someone, even you live 100 years, even you live 100 years without understanding arising and ceasing of five aggregates, that is not useful. Within understanding, you live one day. Within understanding this arising and ceasing of Panchupadana, you live one day. That is useful. That life is useful. So, so what is the, now we are going to learn the arising and ceasing of the Panchupadana, arising and ceasing of the five aggregates. Now this understanding is very important. So please pay your keen attention what I am going to say. What is the Panchupadana? Before explain that, I ask a question. What is the life? What is the life? What is the meaning of life? There are so many books about the life. We have seen so many scholars have expressed their idea about the life. Now I ask you, what is the life? Dear Dhamma friends, life is none other than, life is Panchupadana Kanda. Life is the five aggregate. We can't find a life apart from this five aggregate. This is the life. So, dear Dhamma friends, now we should know how this life is occurred. We should know how this life is occurred. Now, let's pay our keen attention the arising of five aggregates. Dear Dhamma friends, imagine your school. Can you imagine your school? I think you can imagine your school. Now, when you imagine your school, you are using your mind. You are using your mind. When you use your mind, when you imagine your school, when you are imagining your school, you don't use your eye at that moment, at that time, at that second, at that instant. You don't use your eye. You don't use your ear. You don't use your nose. You don't use your tongue. You don't use your body at that moment, at that instant, at that second. You only use your mind when you imagine your school. So what is that? That is your life. The school is your life. Now you are imagining your school with in your mind. Now at that time, at that moment, at that second, at that instant, you don't use any other faculties, only mind. Now, dear Dhamma friends, what is that school? That school is your life at that moment, at that second, at that instant. That is called Panchupadana. So, dear Dhamma friend, who create this? You create this by the help of the ignorance, by the help of the ignorance. So let's see how do we create this school. Let's see how do we create this school. I, ear, eye consciousness, because of, and these three contact arises. Because of contact, feeling arises. Because of feeling, perception. Then we put our thoughts towards the school, towards the eye. We put our thoughts towards the eye or towards the visual objects. How did we create the school? Eye, visual object, eye consciousness. Because of these three, contact arises, and because of contact, feeling arises, and because of feeling, perception, and then we saw the school towards the visual objects. So we put our thoughts that towards the visual objects. So that is how we create the school. So dear Dhamma friends, there was no school in the eye. There was no school in the visual object. There was no school in the eye consciousness. And there was no school in the feeling. There was no school in the perception. So we put our thoughts towards the visual objects with the help of the ignorance called avidya. So dear Dhamma friend, where does this ignorance come? It is called previous avidya, previous avidya. The avidya of previous, that means previous birth, previous life. Where does that avidya come to previous life? It is present avidya, because of now. So it is very subtle to understand. Now, dear Dhamma friend, if you understand this, how to arise, how to create the school, you can understand how to create your life. Now, I think you maybe understand. You maybe understand what is my idea. So now, dear Dhamma friend, I will take another example to better understand, for the better understanding of you. So, dear Dhamma friend, let's take another example. Now, please, you can imagine your father. How did we create our father? With the help of our father is created by our six sense bases. Our father is created by our six sense bases. So, dear Dhamma friends, how? Eye and visual object, eye consciousness. And because of these three, contact arises. And because of contact, feeling arises. Because of feeling, perception arises. And then we put our thoughts towards the visual object. That is how we create the father. There was no father in the visual object, there was no father in the eye, and there was no father in the eye consciousness. So we put our thoughts towards the visual object. That is how we create the Father, by the help of the ignorance, our avidya. So, dear Dhamma friends, this is the, we can say, this is the uh, arising of the Panchupadana. This is how Panchupadana is arised. This is how five aggregates are arised. So, dear Dhamma friend, now we saw how to arise Panchupadana. Now we are going to learn about how to cease, how to cess the Panchupadana, how to vanish Panchupadana. Now you can't see same picture twice. You can't see the same visual object twice. You can't use same eye twice. You should understand about eye in that way. You can't use same eye twice. So, dear Dhamma friends, now let's take some example. Let's take your vehicle, the Dhamma friend. Now, how we create that? How did we create that vehicle? Eye, visual object, and eye consciousness. Because of these three contact arises. Now, let's see the reality. Eye is disappeared. Eye is disappeared. And visual object is disappeared. Eye consciousness is disappeared. So we can't see the vehicle towards the visual object. Now we can't hand over our thoughts towards the visual object, towards the eye, to the eye. Why? When we see the vehicle, when we think about vehicle, the eye had been disappeared. The visual object had disappeared. Visual object had been disappeared. Eye had been disappeared. So, dear Dhamma friends, that is how we create the world. All animate and inanimate things, live and physical objects, we create with the help of our six faculties. I think you understand what I discussed. I think you may understand what I explained. So, the reality, although the reality is like this, we can't experience this reality at once. This is the reality. So, we can't see a man. We can't see a man according to this knowledge. But when we see the world, there are so many people, there are so many things. So then what should we do? And this is very important idea. The main obstacle that we face is not the inanimate things. live objects. The beings are the main uh, obstacle that we send to samsara, that we lead to samsara. The anime, the live objects is the most dangerous thing. Why? There was no beings in the body, in the visual object or the material form. Because of the light, the picture came to eye. Then with that picture, we thought we create a man that we paste. So, like that people, like that man, that kind of man, there was not in the picture, there was not in the physical object. So, dear Dhamma friends, the material form we should understand as material form. But although we know this reality, we see a being in the material form. We see a being in a body. Now that is why, now when we talk about this, when we discuss about this Dhamma factor, we can see with our wisdom the reality. So, dear Dhamma friends, that is the habit. It is called asava. Now, if we want to realize this, we have to develop several things. Those are called mindfulness, concentration, and wisdom, panya. Those things. And we should have, we call saddha, virya, sati, samadhi, prajna. Saddha means faith on the Dhamma, Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. When you see this reality, you develop your saddha, you develop your faith on Buddha and Dhamma. How much you see the reality, you develop the faith. Why? What the Buddha said is truth. We can see. And virya means effort, endurance. So when you see the reality, you don't want pay your attention unnecessary things. You try to do this. You try to see the reality. Then you try to give up everything. You try to dedicate your all the things to see the reality. Therefore, endurance is needed. And next one, sati is the mindfulness. Samadhi is the concentration or jhana, samadhi. And panya, wisdom. So, dear Dham friends, if we want to realize this, if we want to see this reality, in your real life, we should have strong concentration. We should have strong concentration. Without concentration, we can't see the reality. That is why Buddha said, Samahite chitte yatabhutam pajana. Fully concentrated mind can be seen the reality. Now, when we talk Dhamma, our mind does not go here and there. So then at that time we can't see. But when we think another matters, our mind scattered. So therefore we should develop concentration. To develop concentration, we need mindfulness. So that is why we should practice mindfulness, dear Dhamma friends. That is why we should develop the mindfulness. So, dear Dhamma friends, now let's go to the sutta again. You can see in the sutta, Ida bhikkhave bhikkhu aranyagato va rukkhamulagato va sunyāgāragato va nisidati pallankam abhujitta. The bhikkhu in this Dhamma, in this asana, go into the forest or root of a tree or empty hut, sunyāgāragato, empty hut or root of a tree. And pallankam abhujitta. Cross, having folded his legs crosswise, pallankam abhujitta. That posture is very good. The most suitable posture, pallankam abhujitta, without leaning any object, anything. And set his body erect. Your body should be erect. That is the most suitable posture. And this is very important. Parimukhan sating upaṭṭhapetta. Establishing your concentration in front of your face. Parimukha. Parimukha means we can see in the Dhamma, in the Sutta Pitaka or Abhidhamma Pitaka, Parimukha. Parimukha means Nasikageva Mukhanimitte. Nasikaga means edge of the nose. You have to establish your mindfulness, Nasika gaze, the edge of the nose, Mukhanimitte, on your lips. So, dear Dhamma friends, you can establish you can see in the mind sitting on your edge of the nose or edge of the lips. So, dear Dhamma friends, that is called Parimukhan sating upaṭṭhapetta. And then sato asasati, sato pasasati. Ever mindful he breathes in, mindfully breathes out. My teacher pointed out about anapanasati, about the about the meditation of breathing. Very simple. What is that? Sato asasati and sato pasasati. He said that, my teacher said that, that's only. So the other things are the knowledges. When you practice this meditation of breathing, those knowledges are arised. So, dear Dhamma friends, now ever mindful he breathes in, ever mindful he breathes out. So you have to give up all things. Now there are so many steps. There are so many steps. You should choose. You should select calm and quiet place. That is called sunyagara. Calm and quiet place. Very tranquil place. So, and then you should pay your keen attention on your breath. Ever mindful he breathe in, breathe out. If you develop this, when you develop this, you can see, he can see, the person who meditate can see, I take long breath. He can understand long breaths and short breaths. Digang asasanto, digang asamiti pajanati. He understands when the long breath, he understands long breath. He breathe in long, breathe out long. So when you pay your keen attention on your breath, you can see that. And then after you pay your keen attention on breathing, you see, and this also. Now you don't think your body is very relaxed, your mind is very relaxed, then your brain no need much oxygen, much air. So your body tranquilize. Your mind tranquilize. Then no need much oxygen. So your brain try to take short breath. Now you breathe in short, you breathe out short. Now you can see this. Don't try to do that. It happens naturally. Don't try to do this. It happens naturally. And next one, Sabbakaya Patisangeti. Asasisami Sikati. You breathe. Now you breathe by the understanding whole body. That body means not this physical body, not this body. The body means this is the breathing. Breathing is a body now. You have given up all other things, all other world completely. Now your attention only about the breathing. Now you understand whole breathing. That means whole body. That means you see that naturally. You don't try to go with the inside, go with the breathe into inside. You don't go to go with the breath into inside. You don't go out with the breath in outside. You keep, you stay parimukang sati, the edge of your nose or edge of your lips. You can stay there with your mind. Then you can see what is happening, and then you see whole your breathing body. Now you know completely the breathing body. Now it is short. It's called Sabbakaya Patisangiti. He understands whole breathing body. And then Passambhayam Kaya Sankara. Passambhati means tranquilize. Passambhati means tranquilized. Now you see, body is the breathing is tranquilized. Breathing is become short. So dear Dhamma friend, now you have good concentration, and now you can now inside your body. So we can see in the sutta, iti ajñattam va kaya kayanupassi viharati. In this manner, he see the internal body. Now he see, he have given up all other things. Now he see only the breath, and now he understand the life is only this. Now breathe is the life. There are no any other things. And he see Bahidnava Kaya Kayanupassi Viharati. He see the body of others, the mother, father, sister, brother, or any other person. This breathing body can be seen all others. The breathing body we can see in all others. And dear Dhamma friends, he understand now Samude Dhammanupassiva Viharati. He contemplating arising and ceasing factors of the body. He contemplating arising and ceasing factors. Now he understand. Now you can understand how this breath is arised. How this breath is arised. There are reasons. Because of heart, because of nostril, and because of mind. Because of these three, this breathing is arised. And when these three disappear, there are no breaths. So now you can connect what I discussed before start that knowledge. Now you can connect there. How this body arised because of ignorance. So you can develop your knowledge. So that is how you should practice. And then you can, in the sutta we can see, Samude Dhammanupassiva Viharati, Vaya Dhammanupassiva Viharati. And you understand now, there is only a body. Atti Kayoti Vapanasa. There are only body. No beings. We are the person who create the beings because of defilements. Now, if we see the reality, we can't see the beings. in the body. And now, so dear dumb friends, this help you to attain arahanthood. Now, in this stage, if you are very clever, you can become arahant. And in this stage, if you are very clever, you can become a non-returner, or you can become a sakadagan, or you can become a stream enter. And dear Dhamma friends, or otherwise, if you are not able to practice this, there are another so many methods, so many establishment of mindfulness in the sutta. So, dear Dhamma friends, this is the sutta. So, this anapanasati or this meditation of breathing is very difficult to practice, but very easy to develop. If you are able to do this, you can easily do your work. That means you can easily uh, if you are able to do this, you can do your things easily, but it is very difficult to do. So it's like this: if you want to go about 1,000 kilometers, you can use vehicle or car or van, then you can go, but it is very tough task, and you have to take long time. But if you want to go 1,000 kilometers, you can get a flight, then you can go very fastly, but you have to do so many things like that. So dear Dhamma friend, now this is the end of the sermon. This is the sutta. Now I only discussed one method. There are another 20 methods in this sutta. I hope to talk about those methods according to the time. And now I am going to wind up the sermon. So uh, if you have any question, please send me a message. Sudha is, how should we one direct this understanding to develop wholesome qualities and to let go of unwholesome. For example, let's say one is attached to eating ice cream. Seems like a previous causes will. Dear Dhamma friends, uh, I'm not clear about this, so please simplify this, and I will tell some guest idea. Dear Dhamma friends, so if someone has some habits, though there are so many reasons for that. Someone uh, feel like to eat some ice cream, or someone feel like to do some bad things. That means sometime we feel to do some we feel to kill some beings, or we feel to do sexual things, sexual misconducting. So what are the reasons? You always feel to do them. What are the reasons? The reason is the habits, what we did now. There are no any impact by the devas or gods. What do you do at that time? When you see a beautiful thing, what you do? You can do two things. You can attach to that things, and you can stay without attaching. So if you do the beautiful man or woman, you can do two things. You can attach, you can try watch, uh, you can watch at that things. So, and you can stay without watching by understanding that this is not good. So the habits are arised because of our behavior. So, and this behavior is uh, behavior is impact. This behavior is was impact of this is impacted by the surround our environment. If we have so many good friends, if we have so many kalyana mitra, we can develop our good behavior, good habits. So, dear Dhamma friends, so we can't say this habit or this desire come from another life, come from previous birth. So it is, I can't give up this habit. No. What you think at the now, at this time, when you see some beautiful thing, you don't try to give up that. That is why we tend to think about that again and again. Every sankar, that means every habit, come because of your practice, bad practice. So there are no any impact. Sometime in the previous life you may do such a things now, so you can do, you can control by list by yourself. So to control these bad things, the kalyana mitra or the there are if you have good friends or kalyana mitra, it help you to develop your good qualities. Dear Dhamma friends, you should keep this idea in your memory strongly. The most important thing is in this Buddha Sasana, the Kalyana Mitra, the good friends, Dhamma friends, good Dhamma friends is the most important factor. One day, Buddha pointed out, Ananda Thera said, Reverend Sir, I think the Kalyana Mitra is a half of this Buddha Sasana. Ananda Thera said, Reverend Sir, this Kalyana Mitra is the half of this Buddha Sasana. Then the Buddha said, No, Ananda, you can't say like that. The Kalyana Mitra is the completely Buddha Sasana. Kalyana Mitra is the completely Buddha Sasana. So, dear Dhamma friends, Kalyana Mitra is the most important thing. So, you can, because of good friends, good environment, you can develop your qualities, habits. So, I think I gave this answer for guessing. So, if you are not clear, please ask again. Keep creating new cause to create solution. Where one is attached to eating ice cream, how should one break this circle? Dear Dhamma friends, we create, we should break this circle. We can break this circle by understanding what is going on. Now we are in a dream. We are not awakened. That means now you think that there is a man in front of me. You think that is correct? No, that is wrong. You think that there is a man in front of me. You think that is correct? No. We created a man by the help of the ignorance. Why? We use our six sense bases. We are very late to understand. So, if you see the reality at the present, you can break this circle. If you understand about your I correctly, you can break this circle. You can't see same picture twice. You can't use same I twice. You can't use same consciousness twice. So in Pali we can say ahutta sambhutam bhutva nabhavisati. The I is occurred I is occurred that did not that I is occurred newly. It had not have before. It occurred newly. And if you saw the reality after understanding of the Dhamma, you can break the circle. Now we have at once we can't do. We have to first we have to understand, then we have to follow. If you understand about your six sense bases, you can understand what is the life, and you can understand what had happened. So, Dhamma friends, that is how we can break this circle. Dear Bhante, the breath is too subtle for me. Concentrate. Can one use metta to develop right mindfulness? Is a similar way to breathe. How does one go about going to this possible with the metta? Yes, dear Dhamma friends, you can. The breathing meditation is very subtle but very fast, but it is very difficult to develop. So this is the prasthana. There are another 20 methods in this sutta, and in the Buddhism there are 40 meditation methods. It's called in Sinhala Samasatalis Karmasthana. That means 40 methods. In the Buddha's teaching we can see. So you don't think this is very subtle, we can't do. So you can develop the metta you can practice the metta to develop mindfulness. That means you understand my mind is not concentrate. So I want to develop concentrate. So you understand your default, so you practice metta. You can do that. So there are some methods to develop metta. Today I don't have time to describe about the methods to practice metta. So you can uh, use the metta meditation on metta to develop your mindfulness. It is uh, the Buddha have pointed out the metta as a method to realize the nibbana. It is a way. Don't scared of that you don't uh, familiar with the breathing meditation on breathing. You can practice metta, no problem. You can after that you can develop your concentration. Then you able to do this. So there are so many monks who develop the metta in the Buddha Sasana. So you can do that. So, dear Dhamma friends, I think it is time to end of the program today. As usually, let's do Anumodana. First of all, I get the permission to speak the name Most Venerable Mahāsatipaṭṭhānasutta Sudarsana Thera, Most Venerable Mankadavila Nandaratana Thera, and Most Venerable Kotmale Kumar Kasap Thera, and Bhikkhu Pesala, Bhante Sudasso, Ayasoma, and all Bhikkhu Mahasangha in the Labunoruwa Kanda Forest Monastery, and all the Buddhist followers and all the live partners in this sermon. So do anumodana these merits to all of them to better life and to realize the Nibbana. So let's we all together share these merits to Devas. Akasatthā ca bhummattā devānāgā mahiddhikā puññantaṃ anumoditvā ciran rakkantu buddha sāsanaṃ. Akasatthā ca bhummattā devānāgā mahiddhikā puññantaṃ anumoditvā ciran rakkantu buddha sāvakaṃ. Akasatthā ca bhummattā devānāgā mahiddhikā puññantaṃ anumoditvā bodhayantu sivaṃ padaṃ. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dear Dhamma friends, now I hope to recite some Paritta stanzas in order to bless to you. Abhivādana sīlissa niccang buddhā pacāyino cattaro dhamma vaddanti ayuvanno sukhaṃ balaṃ ayurārogya sampatti sagga sampatti mevaca ato nibbāna sampatti imināte samijjatu. Theruvan Sarnai to all of you, and good morning and good evening to all of you.